That carry-on bag you've been flying with for years, it might not make it past the gate in 2026, and it has nothing to do with size. A 34-year-old business traveler just paid $85 at the gate for a bag that's flown 47 times without issue. Same bag, same airline, different result. Listen, while everyone's panicking about size limits, airlines just deployed AI systems that are making decisions about your bag before you even get in line. And the confusion is the strategy. After analyzing the new TSA directives and speaking with retired gate agents, I uncovered 10 carry-on changes hitting January 1st that will catch 90% of travelers off guard. Number 7 is already causing massive delays at major airports, and most people have no idea it exists. Let's dive in. Number 10, the metal sizer is disappearing. Here's what most travelers don't realize. American Airlines started removing those metal sizing boxes from gates in late 2025. Why? Because the box gave you proof your bag fits. Without it, compliance becomes 100% agent discretion. A 28-year-old teacher flying out of Dallas had her roller bag tagged for gate check, even though it had fit in the sizer hundreds of times. When she asked to test it, the agent said, "We don't have sizers anymore. The decision is mine." Here's the trap. No objective measurement tool means you can't prove compliance. Agent says it's too big, you're paying the fee. Your action plan: take a photo of your bag inside a measuring tape before you leave home. Screenshot your airline's exact carry-on policy on your phone. When challenged, calmly say, "I measured this against the 22-inch requirement at home. Here's my proof." Keep the photo easily accessible on your phone. Pro tip: print the airline's policy page and keep it in your bag. Physical proof is harder to argue with than a verbal claim. Number 9, AI cameras are judging your bag. This is where it gets creepy. Your bag is being evaluated before you even touch the conveyor belt. Airlines are deploying computer vision systems, basically smart cameras, at gates that estimate bag volume in real time. Japan Airlines and Delta are already testing this tech. A 45-year-old dad flying to Orlando watched in confusion as the gate agent started aggressively tagging bags even though the flight wasn't full yet. The reason? The camera system flagged high bin overflow risk based on the shapes it saw in the boarding line. The system doesn't just count bags, it measures how much bin space they'll consume. If it sees too many bulky shapes, it flags the flight before boarding even begins. Here's what you need to know. Shape matters more than actual size. If your bag looks bulky to a camera, you're a target. The fix: switch to soft-sided luggage that compresses and curves. Dark colors, black, navy, appear smaller to cameras than bright colors. Keep your bag behind you in line, out of the camera's direct view. Avoid hard-shell suitcases. They read as solid blocks to AI systems. Number 8, the hard-shell trap. 2 bags, both exactly 22 by 14 by 9 inches. One gets waved through, the other gets gate-checked. Why? Hard-shell suitcases occupy every cubic inch of their volume. They're rigid blocks that can't compress into curved overhead bins. To scanners and human eyes, they look massive. Soft-sided bags flex, compress, and curve. They appear smaller and actually fit better in overhead bins. A 52-year-old flying United had her hard-shell Samsonite gate checked while watching passengers with overstuffed duffel bags board freely. The gate agent told her, "Rigid luggage is our biggest bin space issue." The strategy: ditch the hard shell for carry-ons. Choose high-quality, soft-sided rollers with compression straps. Look for bags with rounded corners and flexible pockets. If you must use hard shell, check it and carry on a soft personal item. Rule of thumb: if you can't squeeze it an inch or two, it's a gate check risk. Number 7, Americans' gate lice. Alarm system. This one's embarrassing, and it's catching thousands of travelers. American Airlines updated their boarding software to combat gate lice. People who crowd the gate before their group is called. If you scan your boarding pass before your group number, the system emits a loud beep and flashes an error message to the agent. Everyone in line hears it. But here's the hidden consequence. Every rejected scan adds data. The system calculates bin overflow risk based on early boarding attempts. If too many people with bulky bags try to sneak into earlier groups, the software tells agents to start preemptive gate checking. A 36-year-old consultant got the alarm beep trying to board in Group 2 with a Group 4 pass. 15 minutes later, agents started tagging bags. The system predicted a jam based on scan data. The move: don't feed the alarm. Wait until your group is actually called. If you trigger it with a bulky bag, you've just painted a target on yourself. Insider move: if you have a genuine medical device, CPAP nebulizer, you can pre-board regardless of group without triggering alarms. More on this in a second. Number 6. Southwest's assigned seating changes. Everything. Southwest is ending open seating in 2026. This completely rewires the carry-on strategy. In the old system, you fought to board early just to get a seat. Now you're fighting for bin space above your assigned seat. Here's the problem: the front half of planes fills up the fastest. If you're seated in row 5 but board late, the bin above row 5 is already full. You're stuck walking to the back to find space, then fighting upstream to your seat. A 41-year-old family traveling to Phoenix booked seats in rows 3 to 5 for convenience. They boarded in the last group. Every bin in the front third was full. They spent 10 minutes shoving bags in the back and fighting through the aisle. The strategy: if you're anxious about bin space, book seats in the back third of the plane. Those bins stay open longer because fewer passengers fight for them. Pro tip: exit rows and bulkhead seats get grabbed fast, but the bins in rows 25 to 30 are usually empty until final boarding. But here's the TSA change that's grounding more travelers than anything else. Look, I know this is a lot, and honestly, most travelers are walking into 2026 completely unprepared. That's exactly why I created a free TSA travel checklist with all 47 items you need to breeze through security in 2026, including the exact phrases to say when agents challenge you. It's in the description below. Grab it before your next trip. Now, here's the change that's causing the most confusion at major airports. Number 5. The medical device exemption. Nobody claims. This is the most powerful carry-on loophole in 2026, and 90% of travelers don't use it. If you're carrying a medical device, CPAP, nebulizer, portable oxygen concentrator, breast pump, it doesn't count toward your carry-on limit. It flies free as a third bag. A 68-year-old with sleep apnea wasted bin space shoving his CPAP into his suitcase for years. When he finally claimed the exemption, he got an entire extra bag of space for clothes. Here's what qualifies: CPAPs and BiPAPs, portable oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, breast pumps, portable dialysis machines. The protocol: pack your device in its own labeled case, nothing else in there. When you reach the gate, hold it separately. If questioned, say, "This is medically necessary and exempt under federal regulations." That's it. It rides free. Insider move: even if your device fits in your suitcase, claim the exemption. Use that suitcase space for clothes and gear instead. And speaking of medical items, there's a TSA medication rule change that's catching people at security. Number 4. The Real ID deadline is real. This time, November 20th, 2025. No more delays. If your license doesn't have a star in the upper right corner, you're not flying domestically. A 43-year-old showed up at Atlanta with a valid 2023 Georgia license. No star. TSA turned him away. He missed his son's wedding and drove 11 hours instead. Many travelers assume their recently renewed license is compliant. It's not, unless you specifically requested Real ID during renewal. Your emergency plan: check your license right now for the gold or black star. No star? Check your DMV for Real ID appointments today. Alternative: use your passport or passport card for domestic flights. Order a passport card online. $30. Arrives in 2 to 3 weeks expedited. The workaround: passport cards work for all domestic flights and don't require a DMV appointment. But this next change is making decisions about your seat before you even land. Number 3. United's Wilma boarding system. United boards using Wilma, window, middle, aisle. All window seats board first, then middles, then aisles. Why does this matter for carry-ons? Because bins fill in that exact order. If you have an aisle seat in economy, you're boarding last in your zone. By the time you get on, window and middle passengers have filled the bin above your row. A 29-year-old booked an aisle seat for legroom. When she boarded, the bin above her row was packed. She had to walk to row 28 to find space, then fight back to row 12. The strategy: book window seats if you're carrying a roller bag. You board first in your group. If you want an aisle, accept that you're surrendering your overhead claim, or pack light with just a personal item that fits under the seat. Rule of thumb: window equals bin priority. Aisle equals legroom priority. Pick one. Number 2. The pre-boarding rights. You're ignoring. You don't need status, a credit card, or priority boarding to get on first. If you have mobility concerns, balance issues, or simply need extra time due to age or health, federal law gives you the fast lane. A 35-year-old recovering from knee surgery didn't realize he qualified. He hobbled onto the plane in Group 5 and struggled to lift his bag. A flight attendant told him, "You should have requested pre-boarding." Who qualifies? Anyone who needs extra time to board due to mobility limitations, cane, walker, knee brace, balance issues, low vision, age-related factors, recent surgery or injury. The script: walk up to the gate agent before boarding starts. Don't ask, "Can I pre-board?" State, "I'm requesting pre-boarding under the Air Carrier Access Act because I need extra time to board." They have to let you on before general boarding. You stow your bag calmly, without the crush. It's free, it's dignified, and it's your legal right. Number 1. Why 2 hours early is a lie. This is the advice grounding more travelers than any other rule in 2026. Airlines say they arrive 2 hours early for domestic flights, but for peak travel periods, 2 hours isn't enough anymore. The data: last Thanksgiving, 23% of travelers missed flights due to security delays. Not weather, not traffic. Security screening: a 47-year-old couple arrived exactly 2 hours early on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. The security line was 90 minutes. They missed their flight by 12 minutes and paid $800 in rebooking fees, plus an overnight hotel. Why do airlines keep saying 2 hours? Because changing it admits system failure, and they profit from missed flights, rebooking fees, change fees, forfeited tickets. Your complete strategy: peak days, holidays, Mondays, Fridays. Arrive 3 to 3.5 hours early. Use my TSA app to check real-time security waits before leaving home. Join TSA PreCheck, $78 for 5 years, cuts wait time by 70%. Fly off-peak days. Tuesday or Wednesday have 60% shorter lines. Call your airport 48 hours before to confirm checkpoint opening times. The secret: many airports open checkpoints early during peak periods. You might clear security at 4 a.m. for a 7 a.m. flight, completely avoiding crowds. This single strategy saves more trips than all the others combined. Now here's what happens after you clear security. Most travelers make critical mistakes at the gate that cost them their seats and overhead space. Airlines have a boarding algorithm that determines whether you get the worst seat or priority treatment. Last month, a 38-year-old used this system to board first on 4 out of 5 flights without paying a dime. In my next video, I'm exposing exactly how this algorithm works and the one phrase that triggers automatic priority boarding. Watch it before you book your next flight. This could save you hundreds. And if you want the complete system, every TSA rule, every magic phrase, every insider loophole, check out my TSA survival kit in the description. It's the same system I use on every flight. See you there.